ויאמר יצחק אל אברהם אביו ויאמר אבי ויאמר הנני בני ויאמר הנה האש והעצים ואיה הסה לעולה ויאמר אברהם אלוהים יראה לו הסה לעולה בני וילכו שניהם יחדיו.
Father's Rabbi Stanley Kroll. He's a rabbi in Shul in Chicago. He's been a rabbi there now for over 30 years.
My father is Jonathan Rosenblatt. He is the rabbi of the RJC in Riverdale.
My dad is the assistant principal at SAR Academy.
Rabbi Haskelifstein is the rabbi of the congregation Hilaf Jeshurun.
My father has been the rabbi in Rochester, New York for the past close to 31 years.
And my dad's Rabbi Noam Mintz. He's been a rabbi my entire life, and this is my senior exploration.
I felt a little bit like, you know, kind of the rabbi's family was almost like, to a certain extent, maybe almost like the employees of the shul. Like, you know, they hired a rabbi with 5 young kids, so that the young kids could be, like, you know, part of the thing. We'd get up at you know, sitting up on his lap during a Alam was almost like part of the way that, almost like the expectation. We were like, sort of like the young props of the shul, so that people could like kind of like watch, oh, a real rabbi with, like, you know, Jewish children to go to day school.
Yeah, I think to some degree, I mean, in school, I was by nature like a troublemaker. I was sort of like the class clown, not necessarily a troublemaker, but the class clown. I like to make people laugh. And in the back of my mind, I was always very scared that the word might, if I got in trouble, the word would get back home. My father would hear about it, bad impression. In shul, sometimes itself, there were people that, like, when the rabbi's son made trouble, ran in the halls, it was, you know, how can you do that, being the rabbi's son? So, I guess there was a certain guard up.
If people always expect, like, since I'm the rabbi's son, like, I should be, like, religious like him, and have all the same values as him. But I try to. I mean, it's not something I'm like ashamed of, but I feel like I want to try and make like my own name for myself, not like have to necessarily follow in his footsteps. I feel like if being religious and like doing all the things that he does makes me like him, then that's what I'm expected to do. So like I want to do what I want to do, not what he wants me to do.
Yeah, I definitely felt that way, you know. But again, I guess I felt it in a positive way, you know. People like to talk to me. People were interested. People, you know, I felt like, you know, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that kind of positive attention if I would have been a regular kid, so to speak. So I think that for the most part, it was something that you know, that I kind of either you could say dealt with well or just enjoyed. Yeah.
I think it should go into the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest spotlight ever on the face of the universe, yeah, totally. I mean, I was growing up, all I heard was whether I did something good or did something bad, there was always, the reaction always involved, you're the rabbi's son. So if I behaved really well, it was, oh, look at how wonderful the rabbi's son is. And if I behaved poorly, it was, I can't believe he's doing that, he's the rabbi's son. Yeah, I mean, you know, I felt that spotlight my whole life. Spotlight is a double-edged sword. The spotlight, on the one hand, gives me a platform that most people don't have. You know, in the sense that I know so many people know me, that if I do something positive, I think it reverberates. I think more people will see me doing something positive than other people, because there's just a massive network that comes along with being a rabbi's son. But it's a double-edged sword. The flip side is to this day, though I am not living in their home, I'm not living in their community, I still sort of walk around with the sense that people are watching and that people are judging me based on the fact that I'm a rabbi's son.
You know, my brothers and I, as the rabbi's sons, we were, you know, kind of expected to come to minyan all the time and to participate in the davening. You know, it was kind of assumed that we would know how to lane and we would know how to daven, and you know, that was a role that we, you know, certainly my older brother and I were able to take on, and we were, you know, that was fine. Since it gave me, it's kind of like, it kind of gave me like stage presence, because it's kind of like, you know you have eyes on you, you know people are watching you, and you have to step up to it. So it kind of gave me that, you know, set a standard of where I had to, you know how to perform, and I think that has helped me in life to be able to know how to, you know, towards public speaking and teaching and things like that. When I got married, my wife came with us to a shul dinner Friday night. So she said, you know, this is crazy, really, like, everybody's looking at us. And I was like, yeah, welcome to the club.
You know, being a rabbi, it's a responsibility, you know, to others sometimes, before you could really worry about yourself or your family sometimes. And, you know, there have been times, you know, my dad can't necessarily, you know, be at the hockey game on time, but, you know, he was always there, you know.
Growing up, I felt a little disappointed, I think, growing up, that my father's expectations of me were not as high as I kind of, as you might expect a rabbi to have for a son. I just didn't, what I was conflicted with. I was wondering whether or not, like, the kind of low expectations or lack of expectations. Sometimes I was, you know, conflicted as to whether or not that was actually my father trying to be, let him, like, you know, find his own way, or my father actually was not really caring all that much.
When I'm talking to him about school sometimes, or like about Judaism relating to school, he'll say, like, I'm talking to you as a principal, or I'm talking to you as a father, like, depending on what he's talking about. Occasionally at home, he'll loosen up a little bit, put on his pajamas, joke around, talk about sports, but like the majority of the time, he's in that kind of principal rabbi